in the variables now. I will explain how we can start writing certain scripts with certain values, certain variables, store the value in a variable, and how to use those variables again then. Okay, so we will start looking into that also. So whenever you are writing any script, right, so commands are fine, right, but many times you have to store certain value, right, you have to store certain value into a variable so that you can use that value for some other processing, right? So the values can be predefined, the values can be on the fly also. You can like run a command, store that value in the variable. Okay, so with Linux, what is the benefit we have, that we don't have to worry about what type of variable we are storing in a specific variable. Okay, like in other programming language you have like, okay, I have to define a number type variable, I have to define a varchar, I have to define a character type, right? So there you have to define, okay, what type of variable you are going ahead and using it. But here in script or shell scripting or in Linux, what you are doing, you don't have to worry about the data type of the variable. Okay, what would be a data type? You just simply have to assign a variable a value. Okay, let's say I will use a variable x here. Okay, x is my variable, and if I want to store a value, let's say 10, so I have to just give x equal to 10. So what it will do, it will store the value 10 in a variable x. Okay, and hit enter. So now variable x has stored a value as 10. So if I do echo $x, so remember in Linux it's case sensitive. If I do capital X here, it will not work. There is no variable it will find. But as soon as you do small x, it will say, okay, the value of this variable is 10. Same way, if I go ahead and write x equal to, I have to give any string value. Okay, shell script. So now if I do echo $x, it will show me shell script. So in case any string you are storing, use single quotes. Okay, try to use single quotes here. Now what is the role of this variable? So this is called a local variable. The scope of this variable is just in this shell. Echo $x. Here if I have assigned a value to a variable x equal to 10, if I am doing echo $x, so it is giving me value as 10. Now when I am doing bash, again I am going to a new shell, I am unable to see the value here, right? Because I have opened a new shell, and in that shell that variable is not defined, right? So to avoid such issue, if I exit, I will go back to my previous shell, and if you see, it is 10 here again, because which was defined in the first shell that was opened when I opened a new terminal. But if you want to define a variable in all shells, okay, globally, so you have to use the command export x, let's say, or I will say y equal to 20. Okay, now if you do echo $y, it is giving me 20. Or let's say I am going to some other cell, even here if I do echo $y, it is giving me 20. Let's say I am going to only shell, the older version of shell, echo $y, here also it is giving me 20. So what value I have stored here? In all the shells wherever I navigate, this global variable will remain true. So this way you are going ahead and opening a new shell, and the same value holds true. Now what is the use of these variables? Okay, so the very basic use that you normally do, like we are defining variables, same way, like there are various predefined values that are already there. Okay, let's say if I am doing echo $shell, how it is getting this value? This is also variable, shell is also variable, that value is stored as bin bash. But how this environment variable is there, how I find out what is my environment variables? Okay, to find out your environment variables, you just have to write env, what are the variables defined for your environment, and as soon as I hit enter, see, it will show me all my variables that are defined here. If you see here, all my variables that are defined, see there is a custom variable also, scripts underscore home, that is defined. that is defined by me. Okay, and then see all these variables which are there in the environment that are currently defined here. Now if I am going ahead and I want to set my own variable, let's say if I am doing x equal to 20, it is true in this shell. Okay, echo $x is true if I am showing env. Okay, so env, that variable, see if you can see that variable. So you have not sourced that variable in the environment level. Okay, so that is just a local variable. But when I just do export, I will say something like some other name, train equal to new training. Okay, so I have exported a variable that is now set in my environment. So I will just do grep. Don't confuse about grep right now. So there is a variable that is defined. If I do env also, you can see somewhere it is written train. Is train. Yeah, this one, train. So this is my specific variable value. Okay, that is present here. So whenever I want to use the variable value, I just can go ahead and check the variable value is this train. Okay, now how this variable, see this variable will, as soon as I just open a new session here or new SSH session, I do echo $train, no such variable is there, right? Now how to make sure that this variable is true always, okay, or this variable is set automatically as soon as I connect to that user. Okay, so for that reason there is a file, hidden file is there. How can I check my all hidden files? Basically it's just ls-la, ltr, okay, you can use, but ls-la is the main one, ls-a or la, whatever you use. So it will see all the files that are starting with dot, they are hidden files. If I just do ls-l, I cannot see those dot files, but if I want to see my hidden files, I will do ls-la. So there are certain profiles, if you see here, dot profile, okay, bash profile, if you can see bash profile is there. Okay, bash profile is not here. Okay, so either you have two type of files there that are there. Okay, one is dot bash underscore profile, or you have dot profile. Any of these file you can go ahead and set your values. So if you have a bash profile, so set bash profile. If you don't see any bash profile file in your environment, you can use dot profile. So in any of these file you can edit that parameter. Let me do it like this. So now what I am doing, I will do vi dot, so don't confuse with vi right now, we will see it later. So I will do shift G. I will just go ahead and export a variable, export train name, a new variable is shell scripting training. Okay, and save it. So but still if you go ahead and see, this environment is not sourced in this session because this session is already opened, so that value will not be sourced. So what you have to do, just source it again, dot profile. Dot profile is my file name and dot is the option to source that environment. Okay, so I will hit enter. Now if I do echo $train underscore name, so it will show me the variable value. Like if I have opened a new session here, right? So if I go ahead and say what is my variable here, train underscore name. Okay, see why it is not showing, because this system I am logged in already with user Himanshu. Okay, because this is my Linux system, so I have to shut down and again log in so that that value should be picked up. Or what I have to do, if config, or I have to make a new SSH connection to this box. Okay, so how to make that? Let me open my putty. I will connect to localhost. I will connect as Himanshu. See, now if I go ahead and do echo dollar train name, it was okay. So see, now when I'm made a new connection, I have logged in as a new user again on a new shell. See, now it is able to show me the variable. So now every time this user will connect, Himanshu user, so every time this variable value would be there automatically set. So I don't need to worry about which path or whatever value. So those type of variables you can already define. So these variables are very useful in when you are printing a value name also. Let's say now you say, okay, I have found out this is my script sum, or let's say I want to print something in my script also, or here also, let's say training name. Okay, so if I want to do something like that echo my training name is, I can say dollar train underscore name. So what it will show, it will show me a string my training name is, and then it will replace the variable dollar train name with the actual value of this. So actual value is cell scripting training, right? So as soon as I hit enter, what it is showing me, my training name is, and what it will do, it will replace the variable with its original value. Now the important point to note here is that I'm using double quotes. Let's say if I use single quotes, see what happens. It is giving me the same thing as it is. So it is very important whenever you are printing something inside a, or printing some variable. Okay, whenever you are printing some variable, always make sure you are using double quotes there. Double quotes will replace, or it will read the variable and replace with the value. But when you are doing single quotes, it will treat everything inside single quotes just as a string. It will not identify that with any specified value. It will not replace dollar train name. It will just simply use it as a string. That is very important whenever you are working with variables, that whether I have to use double quotes or single quotes. Okay, so good practice is always try to use double quotes only. Okay, single quotes will many times give you problems, so always best is double quotes, so that in case some variable is there, it will replace it and it will print. But of course, in case you want to print dollar, okay, or let's say here you want to print dollar, here my training name is dollar cell scripting, then how you will do? Anytime if you want, in even in double quotes, that okay, I don't want this to be replaced, I don't want dollar to be treated as a variable and it shouldn't pick up the value of that variable, so you can do a escape character. Escape character is a backslash. So when I am giving backslash, what it is showing, it is ignoring this dollar and taking it as a string only. So now see, it has not replaced the variable dollar train name, but it has taken dollar as a single string character and train name as a normal value. Okay, so escape character you can use wherever you are using certain specified keywords, like that keyword would be taken as in cell script also, and but you want to print that keyword, so you should use escape characters in case you want to print any specified keywords. So this is how you are using variables. Okay, need here is that I want that my script, when it run, it should show my first number is 1, my second number is 2, my third number is 3. Sorry, first is 10, then it is 10, this is 20. I need to print something like this, right? Okay, just a second. Okay, change mode 75. Spelling mistake was there. Echo is always like, they are case sensitive, right? so you cannot use capital there. Okay, so yeah, this is the output. Okay, so normally this will also work, but if what I told earlier, see, when you are giving in double quotes, why we give in double quotes? Because it will automatically replace the variable value. Why? That is the difference between a double quote and single quote. Single quotes will never replace the variable value, but if you are even giving in double quotes here, but if you have multiple things to type, right, let's say my and then name variable is doing, let me show you like this. Oh, let me show you, like, let's say I have a variable name equal to, I will take Divya, in a string I will store it, class equal to shell script, then duration equal to 20 hours. Now let's say this is my variables. Okay, now I want to print that something like this, that dollar name is taking dollar class for a duration of dollar duration. Now when you have to write something like this, right, multiple times, so in this scenario what you have to do, every time you have to write this, then in double quotes you have to write this, then in double quotes you have to write this, right? So that is multiple task for you, right, when you have to print multiple variables in a same echo. Correct? Getting it? In that case you have to write multiple times, whereas if I just run it, so see, now automatically in the same, it has automatically replaced all the variables in a single double quotes only. So normally you should use this approach. Normally it depends on you, like if you are comfortable writing like that, it is well and good, but see, you have to do dollar name, then in double quotes is taking, then this one, then dollar for a duration of, then again this dollar duration. So it would be a little lengthy process for you. Okay, so try to prefer like in a single double quotes you can use all those variables. Now these variables values, you can take the value in the variable from a command also. Now how can you take these variable values in a command? Let's say I was doing something like this earlier, date. So if let's say I am doing date, this script I think you guys have not made till now, log file with the script name. Now see what it is printing, something like this. Correct? Now you can store the value of this in a variable also, but how? Whenever you are running any command that is already a command in Unix. Okay, so always, let's say if I am taking x equal to, so to store the value of that command, what I have to do, you can use back quotes and then run the command, because it is running a command that itself can run on a terminal or a shell. So I will give back quotes and hit enter. So now the value of this command will be stored in value x. So if I do echo dollar x here, what I can see, now I can see a specified value here, right? Same way, like if you want to use, let's say I will not take in this format, let's say I want to take it in the number format, where is small d, day of month, and m small m month. Okay, so let's say if I'm doing date plus percent t percent m, so it is showing me something like this, right? It is showing me 2005. Okay, 20th date, and this is my month. Okay, so if I do here something, so it will give me something like this. So you can also write something like this. Now how to do that? Okay, let's say I am writing a script, same one where it is, the previous one we were writing. Okay, So same script, what now I'm doing, I am going to create a file with this name. How to do that? Let's see. Okay, now what I'm going to do, so always try to define variables at the top, don't try to define here, like I have just shown you for example, but don't try to define, always try to define at the top location only. And normally what I prefer, always I define variable names with v, starting with v, so that even if you are writing some name, let's say you are writing ls, so ls is already a command, so ls variable will not be used properly, so I will use vls, so it will always be a variable, so it would be easy for you to identify, okay, this is a variable that I am defining. Okay, so I will say vlog name, I will say equal to, how I can diff my, sorry, yes, okay, vlog file equal to bracket back quotes, always remember you have to use back quotes here. There is one more option to do that, I will show you. Then date plus %d hyphen %m. Okay, so what this will do, it is creating a file with this name, right? Now this is my value, what this will print, it will print me this value, right? Just now we saw it will print me the day and the month, right? 20th hyphen 5th of May, right? Now this is the output I will get from this command. Now I can append this value with a file name. Let's say I will say, what would be my log file name, slash home slash Himanshu slash scripts, then we have log folder there, and I will say log file underscore on underscore. So now what it will do, it will create a log file, not just create, right now it will not create, I'm just doing it. Now it is just storing a variable that, okay, the log file path is this. Let me show you the value now. If I am going ahead and doing this, echo $vlog file. Okay, so because I am just printing the variable, so I am not giving double quotes, but good practice, you can give it, that also will work, not a problem. You can save it. Just a second, log folder is there, right? Now if I am running this, what it is saying, it is going to create a file here. See, I know where I have done or created this file in the command, right? You don't see any file here, right, with this name, log file 020 hyphen. Okay, but I am telling the script, or I am storing the file name in a variable here. So if I go ahead and do this file here, if you see here, I have just defined that variable. Now if I want to create the file name, how can I create? Touch is one option, right? So you can either do touch, okay, let's say you don't want to do touch, okay, or I will use this output should go to where. So now I don't have to give this much file name, I will just say this output should go in a file dollar shift insert. Okay, this will also write where shift insert. Now what it will do, so if I am running this, now see what it is doing. It is just showing me the log file name. Okay, this is the log file name, and all the content of the output, it is stored in where, in this log file only. So now if I go ahead and check this file, there is a file created, and what is the output of this file, or what is stored in this file, this, right? So this is how we use the variables. Okay, so how the variables are used too much. Okay, so variables can be hard coded. So here if you see, we have hard coded the values, right? But here what we are doing, here the variable value is different, right? if I am running this script tomorrow, I will not get this file name, right? It will be a new file name tomorrow. Log file name would be different, right? Because that is a dynamic. So you can store the variable value depending upon how you want, whether it's a hard coded value or dynamic. So normally always prefer to write the script as much as dynamic you can, as a good practice. Like hard code value also will run, but the problem with hard code is that, let's say you have created once, but in case you are using in multiple instances and you want to make any changes, so every time you have to verify the whole script. If the script is of thousands of lines, hundred of lines, you have to use or verify wherever you have defined those values. You have to make sure that your correct value is being picked up, how those values have to be checked. So all those details have to be checked thoroughly. So normally when that's why we prefer dynamic. So in this dynamic you don't have to worry like whether I create today, tomorrow, it will always be same, right? It will always be going to go ahead and create the same file depending upon the month and the date, whichever it is. So for today if I am running, it will keep writing in the same file. If I, let's say, run this file again, what will happen to this file? The first time whenever we are echoing, what we are doing, we are redirecting. So whatever was the log file before, right, till now, whatever I have written, everything would be nullified and a new result would be written here, right? And then it will append, right? That's why every time, like, this is also very important to think whenever you are writing, that if I am writing the same script or the same log, what will happen to my previous log, how you are managing that. It's not like that you are creating logs and logs and logs. Every script, like every run, if it will create log, then you will be having like 100 of logs every time, and then you have to maintain them. So again that would be a problem, how to maintain those number of logs. So always it is advisable, try to think that how you are going to manage those files also. Okay, you can create n number of log files, that's not a problem, but at the end of the day, who has to maintain that? Admin or you have to maintain that, right? So try to make sure that the script is self capable enough to maintain itself, right, rather than needing any human intervention.